Hello, I want to tell you this little story quickly and give you an analogy into this whole video. So it's Saturday morning, you go for a run, and while you're running, you go from the concrete onto a strip of grass, and there's a little hole, and your knee gives way, and you're not able to run anymore. So you walk home, you realize your knee's starting to swell up, your neighbor's a biologist, so you go to his house in an hour, and you ask him, take a look at the knee, what do you think? And he tells you, no, you don't need an MRI, you're going to be fine, it's just a little swelling, put some ice, and you're good to go. So, has that biologist ever performed a knee surgery? Has he ever done an MRI? Probably not. And so my analogy and how that relates to this video has to do with insurance companies hiring quote-unquote engineers or experts to take a look at your roof and let you know, the insured, whether or not you need a new roof. So my analogy is this: a lot of times these engineering experts have never in their lives installed one roof, okay, never worked for a roofing company, never laid down any type of tiles, probably don't know how to lay down tiles, and probably doesn't have any idea what it takes to tile a roof, re-roof, put on a replacement roof, and more so, very limited to the scope of their knowledge when it comes to roofing damage claims. But yet you are supposed to take their word as an expert. What is their engineering background? Is it civil? Is it marine? Is it electrical? And now they stumbled upon this job and became experts in roof damage claims? Well, what they do is their engineering company that they work for put them through a little class and then deemed them an expert. So let me go through some examples of things that I've seen through these expert reports. Okay, so what happens in this process is you're going to be by yourself trying to handle your claim, your roof damage claim against the insurance company. And the insurance company is going to say, well, we think we need to have an engineer or expert come out, take a look at your roof. We want to make sure that it's that it needs to be replaced or repaired. And we'll determine what that extent is, and we'll let you know. So an expert climbs on your roof and takes a look around. He takes photographs, writes his little report, sends it off to the insurance company. Sounds pretty harmless, right? Well, in Florida Building Code 611.1.1 states that you have 25% of your roof or more, okay, you can get and are entitled to a new roof, a roof replacement. So how do these experts, these engineers, utilize that? Well, ironically, almost every report I've ever seen, when they do put a percentage of what roof is damaged, it always comes between 10 and 15%. It'll be 10%, 12%, 13%, 15%, usually nothing higher than 15%. Okay, let's examine some other flaws that I occasionally see in these expert reports and how we get around that and what other things we actually do and get and utilize the state of Florida to be known about these predatory tactics. So a few things that I see. Number one, the report will contain errors throughout. They'll have the wrong type of tile. They'll say maybe clay tile when it's concrete tile. Maybe they'll give an approximation as to the years of the tile roof, and it could be off completely. They may say that the roofing tile is about 25 years old, and it could be 10 years old. Some other things that they do is that a lot of times the insurance company and the engineering expert will write the report together. Okay, so usually the engineer will submit one version of his report. The insurance company and their people will make the changes, probably even the insurance company's attorneys make the changes. give it back to the engineer to change. Okay. Also, some things that I happen to see is that they will have wrong dates. They will reference the wrong storm if there's been multiple storms, or they're in multiple areas looking at storms. What are some other things that I see? A lot of times too, what I'll see is that when the engineer writes his report, he tries to act as the insurance company. Rather than giving his fraudulent opinion anyhow, he'll write where maybe there's damage from a storm, but you can't see it from the ground, so it's not going to do any harm. It's like, what? What do you, not going to do any harm? So he's trying to interpret and write his report to cater to the insurance company. And a lot of times these reports are hogwash, and they don't even matter to me. The other thing, a lot of these engineers lack serious experience when it comes to examining the amount of roofs for damage. They may only see a few a year. Meanwhile, your local roofer is going to see countless numbers of roofs each year. 10, 20, 30 roofs a month, possibly. And he can tell damage, what caused the damage, how long the damage been there, way better than this expert engineer from the insurance company. But before I go further, so what's the reason for the expert engineer? What do you guys think the reason is for this expert engineer? To deny your claim. That's the only reason why. These reports run anywhere from, depending on the engineering company, $1,500 to $4,000. Depends if it's a commercial building, residential, whether it's flat roof, all kinds of factors come into play, but it can get up to $5,000 or more even if it's commercial roofs. So there's a financial incentive. The other thing with these engineering companies, this may be their only source of income, is working for the insurance companies. So they'll probably have contracts and be a little bit cheaper per job if they can get a certain amount of jobs for the insurance company. So I'm sure there's usually always contracts. I remember that from my days years ago when I worked for the insurance company. Let me see what else. Finally, a lot of these reports you'll find that they're kind of cookie cutter reports. So there's the middle part, which will have a lot of the same details that you'll find in every one of their other reports. And what they do is change the beginning. The beginning will be more closely associated with your address, the type of roof, house, where it's located, weather conditions on that particular day. And then the ending will be a conclusion and there's findings based on everything. And the middle, like I said, usually contains wording that they'll use for all these other reports. So let's talk about how we fight this. Well, there are a few things how I fight it, and the basic one that I always go to is the lack of experience in any roof expertise. How many roofs has this guy put up? How many roofing tiles has he laid down? Any and all questions that relates to his experience with roofing is something I usually come back on. There are a few other things, but these are my little tricks and strategies that I use that I don't want to share on the video at this time. But something else is when they have this report and I find errors, I ask you, the property owner, to make a complaint to the state of Florida licensing agency for engineers, and make sure that you notify them of the issue, of the problem, and the findings. And I'll help you with that. Why? Because whenever you complain, they look into it. And if they're going to have multiple complaints against them, it's not going to be worth them potentially losing their license, because they are fabricating and fraudulently representing the insurance company to basically screw you. basically screw you and take advantage of you, the property owner. So in my book, that's fair game to make a complaint against them. They're a hired gun for the insurance company. Don't settle for their crap. Please don't. Fight back. If you have this type of situation where the insurance company has hired either an engineering expert or their roofing expert, I know ways to get around this. I've been doing it a while. And their methods and their fabrication of reports means nothing to me. And I can help you recover and get yourself a new roof and any of the damages inside, if you have any, caused by any roof damage. But you have to give me a call, and if you're watching this video, you have something with regards to this type of situation. My name is Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. My direct number is 754-252-5438. My email is theclaimsquad@gmail.com. The website, www.theclaimsquad.com. Hope you found this video worthwhile and informative. And again, fight for your rights. Fight against the insurance company. Do not let them get away with their predatory tactics of taking advantage of you. Thank you. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.